Hi, everybody. My name is Sunil Madhu. I'm the founder and CEO of Socure. We're an identity verification company that's based right here in New York. So, some funny things have happened over the last few years, not just the rise of Trump and all that nonsense. We've seen a global change in demographics. For the first time, young people have overtaken the majority of the world. 51% of the world's population are people between the ages of 18 and 34 years old. Combined with that, you've got about 50 million adults in the United States alone, according to the CFPB, who are outside the banking system. About 250 million people in Europe are outside the banking system. So there's a large group of people who credit bureaus refer to as thin file. There's very little information about these evolving demographics. And the other aspect is that data breaches have caused fraud to evolve. We've just rolled out EMV here, and just like other countries that have rolled out EMV before, we've seen fraud shift online and grow by 150% in Europe, 75% in Canada, and we see the same thing happening in the US as well. As a result, it's very easy to buy personal information about us, our name, our social security number, our bank details, and so on, for as little as $4.50 off the internet. Fraud as a service is actually a business model on the internet. So, bypassing KYC and anti-money laundering regulations and stuff, using that data is relatively easy. But more importantly, the goal of every business is to grow your customer base, is to let more good people in without causing them friction or reducing the friction when you do have to cause that friction. And you want to reduce the cost associated to that type of manual decisioning. So, what is it that makes us real? Is it just my name and phone number and address? Is it the fact that I have a specific device or I've lived in a few places? As it turns out, it's a combination of things. It's not just the personal information about us, that just describes us, but it's also the network surrounding us. On LinkedIn, I've had a 20-year career. This is my 5th company. I've got 1,500 people I'm connected to around the world where I've worked who vouch for who I am. I've got presence on Facebook where I'm a liberal and I have a staunch political view. I've got followers on Twitter. I use a bunch of applications that basically connect me to people around me. And as it turns out, looking at that network surrounding a person's profile is actually a robust signal to say that that person is real, that identity is not stolen, that identity is not synthetic. So that's basically what we do. We use this type of information in real time to be able to tell financial institutions primarily that their customers are trustworthy and they're not risky. So we do this magic in real time, like I said, in less than 2.5 seconds of passing in as little information as a name and an email address. And you can pass in other things as well, phone numbers, images of people, device information, a bunch of other types of information. We use machine learning at scale in real time, spanning over 450 different types of networks around the world, combining information tied to that PII. And then we end up resolving these identities, deduplicating them, interconnecting them, and then we risk rate the identity in terms of whether it's real, or it's just made up, it's a fake person, or it's synthetic, it's a real person whose identity has been stolen and altered. We're also able to do a fraud prediction on day 0, the very first time you see the customer, with no prior history as to whether that account is going to pose a fraud risk in the near future. And we're uniquely able to do this. So we've been serving customers all around the world. We're a 3-year-old company. We've got top-tier financial institutions, including lenders, merchant acquirers, issuing banks, card networks, remittance companies, and payments companies in 42 countries around the world, using us across 180 countries in the world to reduce their fraud, to onboard more good customers quickly, and to reduce cost of manual processes associated to compliance. But we're expanding beyond that with the help of our partners in the ecosystem of credit bureaus and so on. Only 14 countries in the world have credit, so this is a massive problem of global financial inclusion that we're tackling head on. and that's secure. So when you're looking at improving your onboarding processes, reducing fraud, letting more good young people become customers, please think of us. We're right here in New York, and you can come and see us at this conference. Thank you so much.